Hello beautiful soul, welcome to my channel. My name is Joanna. If this is your first time being here, thank you. I hope you stay. I hope you find something useful in this channeled information. My desire is to ultimately help you to be and embody the greatest part of yourself, to help you be at peace with yourself, to help you understand yourself better, to help you be more conscious, to ultimately help you be more aware of who you are and aware of your potential. And ultimately to help you realize and embody your inherent greatness. And in order for me to do that, I connect with star beings, thank you, with higher frequency consciousness, in order to help me bring forth information that will help you do just that. And it comes in ways of words, but these words have embedded in them a certain vibration, a certain frequency. Some call it light codes. So as you are listening to this, you may feel this energy reverberating in your body. And it generally feels like it's something that hits home. Even though intellectually speaking, you may not understand it, or it may not even make sense to you, the vibration of it will feel like you are at home. Like whoever is speaking to you is coming to you from some higher dimension. It would be very useful for you to come into this process with an open heart, more so than just with the mind and the intellect. Because this information goes directly through your heart center in order to nestle itself, if you will, inside of your own frequency body. And this information, these words are meant to help you expand your potential. They're meant to help you realize your potential. They are meant to help you embody your greatness. And greatness, you are already. You may not think of yourself that way. You may not believe it. You may even protest the idea that you are greatness. And there are various reasons for that. Most of it is our conditioning, which is rooted in our belief systems. Nonetheless, greatness you are, and no assembly is required. Meaning, the only assembly or work that you have to do or that is required on your part is simply the acceptance of it right now. And the more you accept this eternal truth, the more likely you are to embody it slowly but surely. And the more you begin to embody your greatness, which is a level of frequency, a level of vibration, the more you begin to see and live up to your own potential. And your potential is greater than life itself in a human form. For you are so much than the human form. You are so much more than the way you identify with your body. And by the way, there is nothing wrong with that. It is just a different way of perceiving you as a being. So if you've lasted thus far, thank you for being here. It's a bit of a longer introduction, but I am just channeling what wants to come through. If you do like what you hear, if you find it helpful, which may not necessarily be right away, it may come to you week, month, a year from now as a reminder of what you hear today, and it will be as a light bulb goes on, where all of a sudden you begin to understand what has been said, what has transpired as you are listening to these words. I know many of you feel trapped right now in your own circumstances. But know that there is a way of this, out of this entrapment. And I am mostly speaking of psychological entrapment. For you may very well be free in the world, which chances are you are. But you may very much feel trapped in your own emotions. And one of the reasons why I, Joanna, do what I do, by bringing forth this higher vibrating knowledge, information, is to help you ultimately release yourself from your own emotional entrapments. So if this is something that you are looking for, if you are looking to release yourself from your old wounds, your limiting conditioning and beliefs you have about yourself that ultimately limit your potential, I would love for you to click the subscribe button, like button, the notification button that tells you when I upload new information. And ultimately, I would love for you to share this with a friend or two who you believe might benefit from this information. At a certain point, this information becomes very usual. There's nothing unusual about the information that I receive. It's just that we have been blocked, if you will, from this information by a veil of forgetfulness. So my job as Joanna is simply to remind you who you are not. That you are not the entrapment that you feel. That you are not the level of anxiety that you feel. That you are not your commitments you have. That you are not your body. That you are not how you feel about yourself. Those are all aspects of your own individual human journey here on earth. And we are here to support you in this journey, if that is your desire and you have free will. For those of you who are returning, thank you for coming back. Without you, I wouldn't do this. There would be no yous to give this information to. So I am very grateful. I continue to grow and expand as each and every one of you in your own unique way. And I feel like I've reached another level, if you will. I've talked about this before. I just came back from an extraordinarily powerful medicine plant ceremonies that has allowed me to lift something that has been limiting me for as long as I remember. And at some point, I am happy to share and talk about it. But that is for another time, for another video. However, this experience has reminded me who I am, who you are, where we come from, and what I'm here to do at this point of my journey. And ultimately what I am here to do is to help you come into communion with your own greatness. To help you be at peace with you. To help you understand and perhaps remind you that life is living for, which is not very easy at times. And we are going through some tumultuous times right now on planet Earth. Everything is changing and many things seem upside down. The world is shifting very fast, oftentimes too fast for our own liking. Shifts always denote challenges or difficulties. And that's because when something shifts, there is ultimately a time where we have to let go. When we have to let go of something that has been familiar, something we have learned to depend on, to rely on, for many of us for as long as we remember, including other lifetimes. So right now, the energies that we are experiencing are like one big ceremony of letting go. So today's messages will be slightly different. We just had the Lionsgate opening connected to planet Sirius. We are just a day after the full moon, so very, very potent energies. And I was encouraged to combine these two topics and share information about activation and any other information that wants to be brought through to you. If you are someone, which is highly unlikely, but if you are someone who is looking for predictions, this is not the right channel. It is not what I do. It is not my focus, nor even an area of expertise. My area of expertise is in self-awareness. That is not to say that certain information will not come through that pertain to what might happen, but that is not the goal. That is not the destination. Be open to receiving light codes or information that will become accessible to you at a later time. So if you are desiring to be activated, if you will, consciously activated, and I assume I have your permission to give you this information since you are watching this, and if I don't, this is your time to click off and move on to another channel. But chances are, if you're here, if you're watching this, if you have been guided or drawn to this content, this video, particularly this one, then there is something within you that you are wanting to access. And hopefully the information that I will share with you will help you access this information, which essentially is deeply held inherent truths about you. So I will be using 3 different decks, 2 of which are intended specifically for this type of channeling. Gateway of Light Activation and the Starseed Oracle. And I will supplement this with Carol's, Colette Barron's read cards. It's this particular deck. I don't remember what the title of this deck is. So if you are a star child, a star seed, light worker, star warrior, spiritual warrior, if you connect with any of those descriptions, if you will, labels, then this is likely a message for you. And I'm going to divide this into 3 piles, whichever pile you are drawn to. You may be drawn to all 3, but you may be drawn to one more specifically than the other 2. Whatever you're drawn to is absolutely fine. I always suggest listen to your own intuition. Let your heart guide you to the energy that wants to be received. And before I begin, I'm going to use my new amazing Koshi chimes to signify the beginning of this process in order to help us align with our stars. All right. If you are drawn to pile number 1, there's actually 3 messages that are coming out. Stargate Heart, Star Gathering, Third Eye Activation. So I'm going to tune into each one and see if there's any specific messages that want to come through to you. The Stargate Heart says heart, chakra opening, unlocking generosity. You are a high vibrational being. You are in the process of discovering that. And it may come to you in different ways. An understanding of this truth ultimately leads to you freeing yourself. When you see beyond your cultural upbringing, when you see beyond the limitations that you cling to, when you realize that you are more than what you are currently seeing, you begin to set yourself free. Now is the time to be yourself fully. For being fully yourself, your true self, is courageous. Courage is something you have within your being, though it may not have come to you easily up until this time. Be bold in knowing that you are more than what currently is. For what is just a limited view of what you see. Be open to knowing more. Be open to seeing more. Be open to understanding more of who you are and who you are becoming. Greatness is ultimately your savior. And you are greatness in disguise. So that's message number 1. Star gathering, stars aligned, remembering home, soul, family. You are becoming aware more of your identity, your true identity. The stars are aligning for you to walk through a portal. This portal is an activation of your higher self so that you can connect and reach higher dimensions. Be open to accessing this. Help is available. Ask, and it is given. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. You are beginning to see what truly is and what is possible. And it isn't always easy to see possibilities beyond what is happening right now and all the turmoil that we are facing. Yet there is another way. The purpose of you being here, if you will, is ultimately to know your ultimate truth. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to those around you. For unconditional love is what you are here to learn. And that starts with you seeing yourself differently. seeing yourself as whole, which is what you are. Wholeness is a matter of perspective. Whether you feel whole or less than, it all depends on you and how you choose to look at yourself. The goal here is for you to see yourself fully as the magnificent being that you are. Greatness is your potential. Your potential is your greatness. They're one and the same. See yourself as one. The next card is from the Starseed Oracle. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision. We are in fact entering the new earth. The new earth has always been here. It's just that we were not able to see it or perceive it. And now we're coming closer to being able to do just that. Be okay with knowing that this, in fact, is happening. The stars are aligning. The world is yours to experience. Be more than the thoughts you are holding about yourself and the collective thoughts that have been conditioned upon you. You are more than enough. You always have been, and you always will be. And that is also a matter of perspective. Which perspective you choose to hold about yourself is ultimately up to you. So choose wisely what you hold onto as your version or vision of you. Now, Colette Baron Reed's message, probably a little bit more down to earth. What else do you need to know? What is important for pile 1 to know right now or to understand at this point of your journey? Yang or masculine energy, it showed up in reverse. And here's what I'm getting. Don't try to force anything to happen. Don't try to over-control things around you. Let the pieces fall in place as they will. And that isn't always easy in our physical world, because we want things to be a certain way, so we project this energy wanting to orchestrate it the best way we know how. But the reality is, what we know and what we know how to do is limited. And we are stepping more into more unlimited space right now, where things that were previously not accessible to us will become more accessible, as if in a dream. Watch out for any controlling behaviors, any restricted ideas you have about you and the way you want life to be. It doesn't mean you cannot have your ideas or desires, but loosen the grip on how you welcome these into your life. So these are messages for pile number 1. Pile number 2. I hear the word stargazer. Perhaps you are someone who likes to gaze at stars. And when you gaze at stars, you are really looking and connecting with your home. The home that is beyond the physical structure of human experience. You are likely someone who comes from another star. You're a star being, which simply means you call another star or galaxy your home. And your preference may be to be there right now, yet you are here. And this is what you might be having difficulty with, a sense of longing, a sense of not belonging where you are, a feeling of struggle of, why am I here? And this is your message. Angelic frequency. Angels are here. You are safe. Potent connection. Other star beings are available to you right now, more so than any other time before. And chances are you have experienced this connection at some point where you were younger. Before you shut it down, before you minimized it, before you were ridiculed by your environment. It's time to rise up again to this knowing, this understanding that you have about yourself, that you in fact are a star being. Having come from another galaxy, from another star system. I'm getting the name Orion. You may connect with that somehow. Knowing your purpose at this point is very important. It is what will keep you or help you be grounded in this 3D physical earthly reality. You may feel like you want to escape this reality. Yet, you are here. And you are being encouraged to continue your mission, for you are on a mission here on earth. You chose to experience something out of your preferred environment, from another star system, from another galaxy. There may be something about you that glows. You glow like a lighthouse in the dark. And that's because the glow comes from within knowing who you are. You may have suppressed it. You may have denied it. You may have chosen to not realize this light within you for the purpose of being safe, of having the sense of belonging, of feeling like you're not an outsider, like you're not alone. But you are more than your aloneness. You are more than your current circumstances. You are more than feeling discouraged right now. Those are all part of your experiences. Be okay with knowing that. And do your best not to reject your experiences as you go through them. You may not like them, and they are most certainly challenging, yes. But if you are going through them, then it is part of your experience. Acknowledge that this is where you are. And acknowledge that you want to experience something better, a different experience. And let your guides and angels guide you to these different experiences which are rooted in higher vibrations. Be okay with knowing this, that you are being looked after. Deservingness or undeservingness has nothing to do with it. If you feel undeserving of celestial help, perhaps look deeply into your belief system and your conditioning. Look at what has been ingrained within you that makes you feel so. Be okay with being more than you are currently experiencing. For that is in your nature. Your inherent nature is always to expand and evolve. Know that you are safe. Know that you are being held and cocooned, if you will. Even though you are surrounded by the veil of forgetfulness. However, this is a reminder. And sometimes reminders are necessary in order to help us get back on track. Now I'm going to look for the Starseed Oracle message. Pile number 2. What is important for you to understand or to know? You are not alone in this world, but you may feel like you are. So that seems to be a theme for you guys, pile number 2. Consciously open yourself up to connecting with other star beings, other people who are vibrationally more aligned with you. And that may not be easy in your immediate environment. It may be something you do online. Seek out groups that resonate with your own higher frequency or vibration. Baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. There is a door or doors opening to you, a gateway, if you will. And you are being encouraged to step through it. You may not know where it leads to. You may not have anything other than your own intuition to depend on in order to guide you through it. Be mindful of your negating thoughts, your negative or lower vibrating limited beliefs. Though they are there to keep you safe. But remember, you are safe. You are safe without your limiting beliefs. You are about to step into a new future. You are about to meet your galaxy or galactic team. Some of you may actually see yourself in the future. You may have a vision of being in the future, which will give you a glimpse of where you are supposed to be. And supposed to is in quotation marks because there's no supposed to. But you have your own path. Your soul has charted its own path. Again, you are connected to star systems. Some of them are unbeknownst to you at this time. There's also a new level of confidence growing within you, which may startle you at times. You may all of a sudden feel confident and be startled by the level of confidence that you feel because it's unfamiliar. That is the true you peeking through. Let it come out more often. Be bright, be bold. Let no thing or no one stop you from being fully you. And when we say fully you, we mean beyond the conditioned you. Beyond the you that is limited. Colette reads message. What does pile 2 need to know? Message in a bottle. You're about to receive some really important information. And it may come to you out of nowhere, perhaps through this channeling, perhaps through some other means, some other's voice, some other somebody. And it is connected to how you feel about yourself currently. This message or this information is going to help you or make you think. And ultimately, it's going to inspire you to think differently about yourself, about your neighbor, about the world at large. You are in the process of rediscovering yourself, which ultimately leads to you living up to your potential. Be open-minded. Be resourceful. And I want to say this for some reason. Trust no one but yourself first. In other words, don't even trust the words that are coming through me. Check with yourself first and ask yourself, does this resonate with me as truth, or is it not my truth? Whatever is your answer is absolutely fine. Not everything is meant to be grasped right away. In time, you will understand all of this. Okay? That is pile number 2. Pile number 3. What are your activation messages? What does pile 3 need to know? Before I even go through the piles, cards, I already see that you are in a process of big transformation. You are closing a cycle, a very big cycle. A cycle that denotes an end of a karmic pattern that has followed you for years. And one of those patterns or karmic cycles is the fear of being left behind or feeling being left alone, or being rejected. And insecurity around inferiority. Start being healing codes. Important information. Wounds are healed, recharging. I'm getting chills. What you know about yourself at this point of your journey is limited. That is perfectly normal, perfectly okay, perfectly fine. But inherently, you are an unlimited being. And you are entering a space in your own soul's evolution where this unlimitedness is more available to you right now. No, you are not crazy. Despite of what you may think or what you believe other people may believe about you. As far as I'm concerned, we are crazy for being here in the first place. Crazy or not, you are an amazement. You are here to learn how to believe in yourself, to heal the wound that makes you feel inferior, that stands in the way of your own greatness. You are here to see yourself differently. And ultimately, it matters very little how others see you. For what matters the most is how you see you. We see you as nothing but the greatness that you are. And our ultimate hope and goal is for you to see that too. It is startling and often difficult to see yourself as greatness where all you have been seeing is the lack within yourself. But the lack that you see is a product of conditioning. It is merely a perception you hold of yourself. And though it may have been embedded by someone else upon you, it ultimately became yours. And you are now confined within it as if in your own prison. Don't be a fool believing that you are less than. You are no more than the light in the skies, which has no beginning and no end. You, at the very core of who you are virtually unlimited. Yet you possess a certain knowledge about you that currently limits you. Free yourself from the awareness that you are small. For that is just a label you put upon yourself. And even if others have made that label yours or they put it on you, at some point you had to agree to it. You had to say, yes, I agree. I'm in agreement of being small. Rip up this agreement and create a new one. Create a new contract for yourself, between you and yourself, where you begin to see yourself differently, in more expansive ways, in ways that are way less limited. For that is your inherent gift to yourself. Being who you really are takes courage. There is a part of you that is courageous. Perhaps it has not come out and played for a while. Perhaps you forgot that you have courage within you. You tucked it away, you put it aside, you ignored it. Worse yet, you denied it for whatever reason. The time is now to bring your courage back into your awareness. To be that all that you can be, with no apologies, without denying yourself the gift of your greatness. In fact, the best gift you can give to yourself is to acknowledge your own greatness. That was message number 1. Ooh, my goodness. Oh, guys. Look at this. Perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. What do you see when you look at this image? Do you see the stars? Or do you see the bright glow in the middle of this card? What do you see? What are you drawn to? Let this image tell you who you are. You are infinite. As a soul, as a spark of consciousness, you are infinite. You are like the stars, full of light. You are like this bright, bright star. Big and bright. Is this how you see yourself? Or do you see yourself as someone with lights dimmed down? Oftentimes we dim our own light. Oftentimes it begins with someone else dimming our own light. But if you are here to shine your light, and you are here to shine your light, dimming it by feeling or pretending that you are small is not going to help you. That is not going to help you shine your light brightly. It is going to limit you how bright you can shine. Perhaps you feel insecure about shining your bright light. Perhaps in the past you have been ridiculed for being too bright, for being too happy, for being too joyful, for being too much. And so you have created a little box you put yourself in order to hide your brightness, so that you could feel like you are part of your community, so that you feel safe, so that you don't feel so different, because feeling different oftentimes feels alone when we are not secure in who we are. Don't belittle yourself anymore. 'Tis the time to think big. And we don't mean big in terms of ego bigness, for you are more than your ego. Just notice how these messages reverberate in your body. Some of you may get very emotional. Some of you may feel irritated because this energy may be very different from your own current frequency at which you are vibrating. You may get triggered, maybe even angry. It's all okay. Just notice that. The card is Treasure Island in reverse. You are still in denial of your own inner abundance. You are still in denial of your own true gifts, many. If that is the case, if you deny yourself your gift, ask yourself, what is the purpose of that? How does me denying my gifts serve me? Perhaps it serves you by not being different, which will ultimately lead you to not feeling alone. But when you are in denial of your gifts, you are in denial of your true self and your potential. And that creates a dissonance within your body, within your heart, within your energetic field. And when we do that, when we deny ourselves our deeper truths, we suffer and we experience pain. Haven't you had enough pain? I bet you have. All you have to do is look within you and notice the greatness that you are, not the limitations that you have been taught. For that is just a tiny part of your human experience. Examine your beliefs you have about yourself in terms of your value. Discard anything that does not serve the purpose of you embodying your greatness. You are more than what you feel about yourself. You are more than what you have been told you are. You are more than your current circumstances. You are more than that. More power to you. Those are your messages. I hope you received them with love. I would love to see your comments on how these messages resonated with you. And I hope they were helpful. If you are interested in transforming your life, I have developed free transformational tools with my team. All you have to do is click on the link below and you will be taken directly to these tools. All you have to do is download them and give it a go. If you are wanting to have a special message in your inbox that is over and above what I do on YouTube, once you download these tools, you will automatically be signed up to receive those messages, which are going to start very soon. Otherwise, if you are not interested in these free tools, just sign up and at joannathehealer.com and you will be on my mailing list. You can always unsubscribe if that's what you wish. I wish you a wonderful day and happy new beginnings. Take care. Bye-bye.